What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Bitcoin update. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Bitcoin is in price discovery. Guys, this is crazy. We go on the daily time frame, you can see that we had this uptrend acting as resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a week, right? Until it breaks out of it. Okay, so you can clearly see we have this weekly resistance. This uptrend is also acting as resistance. But the more touches, right, the more chances of it breaking outside, whether that be a resistance or even a support, right? But in this case, the resistance. So here you can see we have this purple line, right? That's a weekly level, okay? Let's go back here. So that's the weekly, the very tip top of wherever Bitcoin was, 69,000. And you can see, if you zoom in on the daily time frame, there's a perfect hard close below it and then right above it, okay? That was critical for Bitcoin to break out. The fact that it's using it as support on the daily time frame is amazing news. Guys, there's 18 minutes left until this candle close. It's gonna be a green candle. And again, the more hard closes above this weekly, the better, okay? So what we're gonna do here is that we can't evolve this daily uptrend yet. We can't because we need a red candle confirmation before we can evolve it. But we can do is that we can mark another uptrend. So we're gonna move from here, right? We evolve it to there, and then we evolve it to here. Okay. We can't make another one, right? Because there isn't a red candle. Okay. So right now we're really reliant on trend lines. So as of right now in the daily time frame, there aren't any that we can mark right now. So we have to go into the smaller time frame, right? Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Now, we're going to start off with this point here. I know it seems far-fetched. We go here. This is that red candle before the uptrend. Let's make these blue. All right, cool. So I know this uptrend, right? It looks a little stupid, right? Because it's kind of like extending out into this empty space here. But, this is an uptrend, guys, right? You have swing high to the next swing high, right? And as you can see, it hasn't been tested yet. So in the future, this is going to act as resistance in the future. It's only a 4-hour uptrend, so it's going to be very local. Okay. Here we have another one that we erased from. So we have this second point, and right, we evolved it. Sorry, we evolved from here, we evolve it, etc. to there. Okay. So I don't know if I had it here, but it should be here, right? Because you want to go, we evolve it from one candle to the other until it becomes invalid. So as of right now, this 4-hour uptrend has been rejected 3 times, so for 12 hours. And yeah, this is just going to be a resistance in the future. I mean, it's acting as resistance right now, but if it continues to move up, obviously this is a resistance as you can see goes up. If it breaks above that, then you have this as resistance. So like a lot of these altcoins like Ajax, gaming coins, all those coins track that we TA'd where they've been in price discovery. It's crazy now because now we're seeing with Bitcoin, okay? So um very reliant on trend lines here. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer update. So um, let's start off on the downside of things. Okay, so we're gonna do very local. We're not gonna go too far to the left on the 4-hour because we already have these dailies here. There's no reason to be marking a 4-hour where there's daily levels here, right? There's no point. You want to do it locally. So if you're doing 4 hours, you're gonna do something very local. So you start from here, we evolve it to here, right? And evolve it to there. Okay, perfect. So I know it looks a little bit rough, guys. Let me just hide this temporarily. Actually, um, let me actually put on some settings. All right, so I don't want it. So by doing this, it's not going to show on the hourly. So right, so if we go on the hour time frame on the like such as the 4-hour here, if I uncheck this, it's not going to show on the 4-hour. Okay, but if you go on the daily, right, if you go on the daily, then you'll see it. Okay, so just a little trick to, declutter your chart sometimes. And then even here, because we're playing with a lot of trend lines, I'm gonna make this so it doesn't show on the daily time frame. Okay, so let's um, go here. Okay, okay, guys, just FYI, it's gonna be a little bit longer of an update. Okay, just want to make sure you guys are grasping this, because this is this is the start of a bull run, guys. I'm pretty sure. I hope everyone's making crazy amounts of money, 5xing. This is what the bull run and the start of a bull run is like. So, okay, so we changed those so they only reflect on the 4-hour time frame. We don't want to clutter our chart too much, so. Perfect. What do we have here? So we narrowed down Bitcoin to this very narrow space, right? What was once just a candle above a weekly, and now we narrowed it down to this small apex on the 4-hour, okay? So we can actually break it down some more with supports. So again, starting from left to right, right? Last red candle for the downtrend. Do something more local. Over here, well, actually, that falls so closely in line with the weekly, but let's just make this blue for now. Technically, this is untested. We'll keep that there for now. We have this bottom peak, right? Again, usually these don't really they're more of like sort of like leverage points sometimes. Um, they don't necessarily hold for too long. Um, but when you do this, this creates your range, your zone, your accumulation zone. So sometimes you see really long wicks, etc. So this is untested as well. So we keep these levels here. So if the 4-hour trend breaks, right, if this continues to suppress price to a point where it just completely exhausts inside here, right, the lowest Bitcoin will go on the local 4-hour time frame is down to this uptrend, right? But then if this uptrend breaks, right, when coins break their uptrend, it's pretty much a flash dump to the nearest support, which should be around this range, or even, honestly, all within this range. But because these are untested, you can ultimately see a bounce, obviously first here. Okay, um, so that's currently what Bitcoin is looking like. Um, Now we go to the 1-hour, guys. Okay. Wait 1 second. Why is there a random 4-hour? Okay, let me just delete this. So now we go to the 1-hour. We're gonna mark some 1-hour levels. Okay, so starting from left to right, mark the last right candle before the uptrend, and that's the 1-hour here. Okay, so that's been tested. We're making that dotted. Okay, so that's a support. And then we have this right here, right, the top and the bottom, but obviously these are hard closing in the bodies of the candles, so you would evolve it to here, and then you can clearly see that this is the actual support that's currently holding the trend, right? Um, these are all tested levels. So here, we can even make a much more localized apex on the 1-hour like this. Therefore, now what we see now, what originally looked like, just some wicks, right? Now we broke it down, right, to not a microscopic level, but on a 1-hour time frame, something that we usually don't do. But again, because we're in price discovery, these are some things that we sometimes have to do because there isn't any historical supports or I mean resistances that we can go off of here. It's purely off these trend lines, and in the trend lines, we have to break it down. So, um, yeah, so this is the apex that Bitcoin is working with. Okay, so just like on a bigger time frame, guys, it's exactly the same thing. It's just on a smaller time frame. The theory stays the same. It's just on a smaller time frame. Don't overcomplicate it. So, um, just like how we made Apex on the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, this is the same thing on the 1-hour, right? Now you see you're inside a 4-hour, and right, and then inside a 1-hour, you have you're magnifying into the move. So we have this little 1-hour level that's been tested multiple times. We have this 1-hour level that's been tested multiple times. So ultimately, first you want to see how Bitcoin holds on this 1 hour, right? If it continues to hold and then you see a, a slight move up like this to retest there, then, that'll give you pretty much the path um, where Bitcoin will go. Therefore, a path, you can kind of guess where your altcoins will also move as well. Whereas if, let's say, Bitcoin continues to test this level, it starts breaking lower and lower, then there's a chance where Bitcoin will go back down here against this uptrend. Therefore, the altcoins will also, have a small, small drop, right? It's up until this 4 hour where Bitcoin does break below this, then you can see, a downfall for some of these altcoins. Maybe not as volatile because when Bitcoin does fall, not many altcoins are too reactive right now. But yeah, so ultimately, ultimately, you just want to know how this 1 hour holds. If it continues to hold the ladder up, then it's going to set up itself to move up. If it breaks, you have this 1 hour against this 4 hour uptrend. If the 4 hour uptrend breaks, it's pretty much to the next 4 hour here. So yeah, that's the Bitcoin update, guys. We're going to go over the altcoins. Just remember with Bitcoin moving up now and that it's in accumulation, again, we're going to see very similar price action. So I'll see you in the altcoin update, guys. Hope this helped. Goodbye.